Hello everyone, today is the day. It's May 17th, 2020, and it looks like the weather should be all up from here. It should be in the 50s now each night, it looks like, for the next week or so. Looks like the frost is all over, and yep, I'm gonna finish planting everything. The peas, there's actually a couple of peas coming up in some spots. Here's one right there. And there's one coming up there and right next to it. Right there, little green. And there's already up. Another one up right there. Looking pretty good. Beets are coming up too, looks like. There's the beets. We got the whole row. And then potatoes. Oh yeah, potatoes are coming up too. I love seeing it. The plants finally just first come up. But today, I'm going to be planting a bunch of other stuff here. I think we'll start off with tomatoes, peppers, and also we'll do a row of onions, some radishes, a lot of other stuff here. On the very far end, I'm going to do my melons down there, cucumber, squash, and zucchini. And then I'll probably do some green beans, peanuts, these ground cherries, some kale, maybe some lettuce, a couple different things there. Today's the day. Let's get to it. It's a pretty cloudy day, but it is really nice out. The temperature is, if I had to guess, probably like 65 or something. Here we go. Going to plant the tomatoes here first. I just dug little small holes here. And I cut a stick down to 3 feet to keep them 3 feet apart. And try to keep them 3 feet apart from the peas there. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put some of the planting mix inside the hole and plant the seed with it. Okay, here's all the tomatoes I'm going to plant this year. I have a bunch more here to choose from, and I've noticed a couple of them I'm running low on them, and here's ones I've saved over the years. But I'm going to do one, or plant 2 seeds of each one of the holes. There's 7 holes there, and I got 7 different types. Okay, the first one that I'm going to do is called the White Beauty. I'm not going to videotape every single one that I do, but this here will just show you what I'm going to do. But simply just dig down a little bit, maybe like 3/4 of an inch, half an inch, and put that on top. And I'm going to do that to the rest of the holes here. And then once you plant it, be sure to go ahead and write down what you're planting where and what type of tomato you're planting. This is what I was going to plant here. Might change some stuff up, but I am going to go ahead and I'll write down White Beauty, each type of tomato that I have all the way across here. And I've done this every single year, and I've had a garden, and I still got every single paper but what I planted. I think it's all the way back to like 2014, I think. But yeah. Okay, we're going to work on planting the peppers now. Pretty much the same thing. I just dug a little hole, and I didn't keep them 3 feet apart, but I did keep them 3 feet apart from the tomatoes. But the green peppers usually don't grow that wide, or that big really. But yep. Go ahead and put some of the planting mix into the hole, and I'll plant the seed. Okay, got all the holes prepped and ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pick out different types of peppers I'm gonna plant inside the hole here. Here's all the type of peppers I'm gonna be planting. Got some hot ones here, and some sweeter ones here. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the yellow monster. I'm gonna do 2 seeds for each hole here. Kind of the same thing as a tomato, just like a 1/2 inch down. Cover it up. I'm gonna do that to each one, and then mark it on a piece of paper of what hole has what in it. Okay, gonna do lettuce in this section here, right next to the peppers, and then do some kale and Swiss chard. For planting this, you just want to just sprinkle it on top, and I put some more of the planting mix in here and kind of tilled it up together, and then I raked it flat. And I'm just going to sprinkle the red leaf and the salad bowl mixture in this little area, and then do the kale and the Swiss chard. I'll start with the red leaf. The seeds are much smaller, very light. Just get these, sprinkle them here. I'm gonna do the same thing with this, but over here. Okay, for the kale and Swiss chard, I just dug a small little line here with the hoe, and I'm just gonna put some planting mix inside the small little trench here, and then plant the seed. Here are the kale seeds. This is the type of kale I'm using for this one. I'll show you here. There's just one little seed. Just kind of just drop it right there. I'm gonna sprinkle them throughout this section. Do the other type of kale right here, and then finish off with Swiss chard down there. The Swiss chard has a little bit more of a bigger seed, kind of more like the beets. Just get the seed, put it in the ground a little bit, cover it up, and just do that about maybe like about 8 inches apart, I'd say. I went and got some sticks out of the woods, and I put them in between each different plant. And I'm gonna move over here. I'm going to do ground cherries next, but I'm gonna plant those inside of some pots, and then I'll transplant them out here. The next thing will be the peanuts. I got a small little trench there. I'm going to fill it with some of the planting mix. And then for the peanuts, you can put the whole shell and everything in there, or you can split it and put just each peanut in there. It's kind of like a bean pretty much. And I'm going to do it that way so I have more of them. But first, yeah, I'm going to go and fill it up with this planting soil. Okay, I'm just gonna go through here and place some of the peanuts about 10 inches apart. Then I'm gonna throw some more dirt on top of them. And the peanuts, they grow under the ground, just like the potato. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 rows of green beans. I've already dug this one here out, filled it in with the planting soil, and now I'm going to do the same with this row. I got Blue Lake, bush, green beans. These are really easy to plant. Just kind of put them in there like that. And I'm going to put some more dirt on top of it. But yeah, you just push the bean down with your finger. And I'm going to do that to both of these rows. Probably want to keep them about 8 inches apart. And then move on to the next row. Okay, the rest of the garden here, I'm going to have squash, zucchini, cucumbers, and a bunch of different types of melons. Actually, a bunch of different types of cucumbers and everything, really. But right now, I tilled all this up and then I kind of just raked off all the all the rocks. You can see them all down here in a big pile. But now I'm gonna go through here. It's all pretty hard still. I'm trying to dig into the tiller, but it's just not really getting it done. But as you can see, I'm just trying to hit that. You're hitting something. But I'm gonna go through here with a tamper. I already did it to these 2 holes, but I'm just gonna tear up the ground underneath where I just put that dirt at on that one. But tear this all up and then put some of the better soil on top of it. I feel like by doing this, I'm breaking up the ground underneath where I'm gonna plant the seed at. So that's better than having it just super hard and rocky. This way I'm digging up the rocks, getting them out of there, and putting a little bit softer soil in there. And I'm gonna pile it up so it's like a little bit of it's gonna be like a little dirt mound sitting there. And then I'll plant about 3 or 4 seeds in each mound. So I'm gonna get the ground all tore up here. I got all of the dirt mounds all finished. Just a little bit off the ground there, you can kind of see. But now I'm just going to go and plant seeds on the top of it. I'll probably do 3 or 4. Might just do just 3. That should be enough. Basically, I was going to push the seed to that and just cover it up. I'm going to do cucumbers in this row, squash and zucchini in this row, and melons in this row. And you got 6 in each row. And here are the type of cucumbers I'm going to plant. And then for the squash, we have these 2 here. And I got a black beauty squash, or zucchini somewhere, I gotta find it. Yeah, and a bunch of different types of melons. Okay, I got some cucumber seeds here. I'll show you how I'm going to plant them. I'll go ahead and do 4 in each one. That way if one dies, I still have 3. Just kind of push it in the hole, cover it up. Okay, it's time to water the whole garden now. I've watered the bottom half before. Just finished up planting everything and went to the store and bought a new hose like I said I was going to do, and I was going to get the most heavy duty hose there was there, but it was 55 bucks, but it was only for 100 feet. So I'd have to buy like 2 of them to really reach the garden, and I didn't want to do that. I really just wanted to have just one hose, and this was 130 feet. That should be enough to get me there. And it says it's kink free and whatnot, but it does look a little flimsy, but I think it should work out all right. And I got another hose. This here's only like 17 bucks. I got them at Tractor Supply, and then I got a little divider here and new little nozzle. I can have one going to the garden and the other one for the ducks. Okay, we got divider here on the spigot. Let's go ahead and turn it on, see what happens. It's that side. Let's go see how it's running. It's looking pretty good. I'll go over what we planted today. We got we've already planted the potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 3rd row of potatoes here to use up the rest of them. And I got beets here. Got peas, sugar snap peas, and there's 2 different types there. And then we got tomatoes, peppers, lots of different types of peppers, hot, sweet. And we got the lettuce here, those 2 little dark areas, and then the kale and Swiss chard. And then I'm gonna do ground cherries here. In about a month or so, I'll put them in here. And then you got peanuts, 2 rows of green beans, and then you get the different types of cucumbers, squash, zucchini, and then melons. It is May 17th, 2020. We'll get this watered, and the next thing is building a fence around it. And there's gonna be plenty of animals want to get to it, and that's just the worst when you come out and see it. Your plant was doing well and it was pretty much eaten to death. And real excited about this though. Finally having my own home, getting to start a garden, and knowing that I can return to it for years to come, and really get the soil turned up and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Hopefully it's a good year. Alright, until next time. If you guys like what you're seeing, like and subscribe. The next video will probably be me building this fence. And I also got to plant all the berries and fruit trees. Until next time. See you all. Peace.